I'd like to call the meeting for the City of Waterville City Council meeting for Monday, September 22nd, 2025 to order. And I will lead us in the prayer. Loving God, as we come together tonight for the City of Waterville, we pause to ask you to be with us and guide our way. May your spirit of peace surround all we say and do this evening. We ask for your strength to do what is best for the good of Waterville. Lord God, as servants of your people, we pray that you grant us a share of your wisdom. Amen. Amen. All rise. We have some other special guests in the audience tonight. I'd like to invite Jenny Sorg-Shepler and her brother Ed Sorg to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you please go to the microphone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And I would ask our clerk to read the roll call.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Here.
Good. And next we have a special presentation tonight, and this is going to be a presentation from the Waterville Community Foundation. This is a donation for the public safety equipment, and we have some guests with us today that are going to speak about that, and I'm not sure who's going first, but I think I'll call on Randy, because he's pointing to me. Randy Sikorsky. Please, if you would, just state your name and address.
Randy Sikorsky, Waterville, Ohio, 821 Continental.
Thank you.
Tonight, Council, Administrator, Mayor, Waterville Community Foundation, we are going to present you with a check for the public safety for fire and police department, a check for $40,000.
Wow.
Okay. Board members, stand up, please. This here is for the drone project. Okay. On Saturday, Roasty Boo, there will be a drone here at the police department tent setting up. It's coming from Cleveland, Ohio. It'll be a show, no demonstration, but we'll have it on the table. Joe's taking care of it, Chief. He's got it handled. And so us members, this is what you're getting to get started with this project.
Thank you very much. And I think there are some other members that wanted to say something. Diana Wall.
Street, Waterville, Ohio. We've been very, very fortunate with the Waterville Community Foundation, and this has been a very good year for us. In addition to our commitment to the drone project, we wanted to make an announcement that we also have decided to support the Anthony Wayne Free Press. Since we've lost the mayor, we have committed $30,000 to them for this year and $10,000 for every year for 3 years.
Wow.
To get them going and keep them going. Rebecca and Karen are the two folks that will be doing that for us, and we'd like to thank you, and we're excited to see where we're going to go with this.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I would invite Tom, if you want to say something, or Rebecca, or Karen, or all three of you. Please go to the microphone.
Say we're thankful to the Community Foundation for backing this effort. This is something that happened out of the blue, as you know. Anytime a paper closes, and I was telling some of your guests today that in our business, back in the day, the papers were really big and fat, and you wouldn't get a job, a house, or a car without them. and now that's all on your phone. And when that goes like that, journalism goes like that, and reporters get laid off. And so when what happened to the Mommy Mirror, which is tragic, you saw it right up and close, that all of a sudden all that coverage, Karen's coverage, was going to go away. And we happened to be in the right place at the right time to talk to her about it and say, we can do it. We're doing it on a nonprofit basis because advertising is not going to survive the newspaper business much longer. As you can see, every paper is getting smaller or going out of business. So we're thankful for Karen, and she does wonderful work, as you all know. We met and we talked about how we're going to be as nonpartisan as we possibly can, and we'll keep it that way. We want to practice journalism the way it's supposed to be. We have been before. We teach kids. We have kids from Owens, Lourdes, UT, BG, and Hillsdale that are interns for us, and so we teach journalism to those kids coming up. So that's our whole goal is to keep the craft of journalism alive, and Karen's a perfect example of that. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Good. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks.
And I would invite council if you have comments to the Waterville Community Foundation. Anthony?
I just want to say thank you very much for that check tonight. I'm truly speechless. Obviously, there's a lot of people in this room that have a lot of love for the community. And on behalf of myself and all the citizens of Waterville, thank you so much for everything that you guys did for this.
Yeah, to echo what Mr. Bruno said here, you guys, it's so great to see the support on how you guys are supporting our community. The check to the drone program, I think, is a great head start, and I'm glad to see that Joe is. We're trying to keep up with the times, right? This is something that we have to do, and you guys are giving us a great head start. And then the Toledo Free Press to support them, how amazing! You know, I was so sad when the Mirror went out of business and we lost Karen, and to not see her in the audience was rough, you know. And then to see her, it was Karen. So to see you guys tonight to support that, and I remember as a kid, you know, the Sunday mornings, the comics, going through the classifieds. That was some of my favorite times as a child, you know, watching cartoons and going through the paper. And I miss those times. I just brought that up, and it's great to see you guys support that. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, thank you.
Right?
Just want to thank you guys for all the support. Man, it's great. I mean, I was able to see some of the demonstration that they did here when we had the Public Safety Committee. And is that going to be the same group that's going to be here at this Saturday, Randy?
It's different company.
Okay. Again, thank you very much for all your support. Rebecca, Tom, Karen, thank you guys. It'll be great to see some news again. Thank you guys very much. It's just great stuff, so thank you.
Good. Wayne?
Definitely, like it's been said before, you know, we can thank you till we're blue in the face, but it's really the community that is going to thank you for it. They're the ones that needed it. We obviously miss Karen and Rebecca, and it's going to be on board. It'll be awesome. But to have the drone project and the safety that it'll provide, it's incredible that you guys do it, and any way we can support you, just let us know.
John?
Well, I'll be the fifth or sixth to thank you, but thank you very much. This is terrific. We did have a presentation of the drone at the at the safety committee a couple weeks ago, and it's a great tool that the fire department and the police department will have, for incidents around the community. So we're excited to have that. Thank you very much for sponsoring that and funding it. And then the Mirror being gone, and now we'll have Karen back on the job, and Becca assisting in White House, I assume, right? Yeah. All of Anthony Wayne, okay. So that's great news also. To get the word out to the community, what's happening in the community, really that's so important as the community grows, so everybody knows what's going on. So again, thank you, thank the foundation, and we look forward to working with you more in the future. Thank you.
Not to repeat what everyone said, but Randy, you know, you've always supported Waterville. You're a great supporter of Waterville. Diana, you know, you continue to support us in great ways. And this is, I didn't know anything about this. I think this is wonderful. I'm sure Joe's thrilled, and Doug, to have this tool. So thank you very much. And Tom, for you to agree to come to Anthony Wayne and to Waterville, I bow to you. First of all, we love your free press anyways, right? I mean, we love the paper. And to have Karen back, it means so much, especially to us, because we have a hard time getting the word out on a lot of things. And she's supported us in ways you'll never understand, but we really appreciate you choosing our area. Thank you, Karen. And Becca. That's a good idea.
Get to work.
Yes.
Want to do it now?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
want Tim in it? Get a picture.
Get up there, Doug.
Where do you want him?
Hey, good thing you got your hair cut today.
Time for that knee to heal.
I got my hair cut right after you. I'll get you for this round, but we got a meeting.
It's over there.
Get over there, hold up.
Okay, we got to see everybody's face.
Don't hide Diana back there.
Don't hide that. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Karen, stay right there. We'll take a picture of you.
Perfect.
Well, I know it's been said by my fellow council members, but I do want to once again say thanks. But more importantly, it's been said, but I want to say it again. Randy, you and the foundation have always looked for things to benefit our community. And sometimes we might not recognize what could or should be done. So we're indebted to you and to the rest of the team, Beth, for taking time to recognize that we needed this drone. But more importantly, you talked to Joe, you talked to Doug, you worked out some ideas, and that's what's important. And when it comes to council, it's pretty easy because all the hard work's been done. All we got to do is say thanks, but we do mean it sincerely. Thank you very much. And then, Beth, I know you were listed. Did you want to say something as well? Sure. Please state your name and address. Beth Sikorsky at 821 Continental Drive. Lives with Randy Sikorsky.
Beth, I think a lot of people would love to know about the foundation in general, or maybe for
Talk
those.
to me about that. I'm not on the foundation. I'm just the power behind the throne.
Okay.
Yeah, talk to these guys right here. I'm here though about something else. I want to thank all of you again for supporting the fishing derby. It was 2 Saturdays ago. Great turnout as always. I'm going to actually layer on a couple things that we've all been doing right now, but kids had a blast. Yeah. Thank you again so much for getting the recognition up there with the sign. It was a tearjerker, that's for sure. Kenny was, I think, really touched by that. And after serving all those years for this community, over 50 years, he really has done a lot for us.
Yeah.
And this was our 19th year. Next year will be year 20. Can you believe it already? So the kids were bored. There was no dog. There was no police dog there. There was no firefighters there. So it'll be really exciting next year to have the drone. That will be awesome. And what a perfect place for it. You heard me say water rescue. That's one of the things it can help with. So there's so many ways this community comes together. And I want to call out all the work that Public Works does for that event. And Jody Shaney-Feld, she works her buns off. So thank you again for supporting that. Come down, come see it. And next year, 20th, with the semi-sesquicentennial, it's going to be an amazing year next year. Thanks.
Good. Thanks, Beth.
We missed you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Beth, and thanks to your team for that. Fishing Derby, I was down there. My granddaughters, we had a blast, and just lots of fellowship. And you teach the kids at a young age to fish, and then there's obviously some prizes, and donuts, and pizza, and the little ponies, so it was all good. Great community event in Waterville. Alrighty, next I would like to invite up Lori Shanefield to the podium. She has a couple comments to make.
Hi, everybody. Mr. Mayor, Council, all of you who work so hard, and all of us guests that are here. I'm Lori Schofield, and I'm coming to you from Waterville United Methodist Church. I need to tell you that Pastor Teresa couldn't be here with us tonight, but she greets all of you as well as our congregation. We have a great invitation for all of you. On Saturday, October 11th, we're going to have a fall festival where we are going to honor our first responders. So we are going to, it turns out to be Fire Prevention Week, the end of it. So Fire Department thought this is a great week to do this because we've been talking about this for over a year. So we're working together with the Fire Department, with the Waterville City and Waterville Township police departments so that we can inform our community all the services that they provide for that. So some of the things we're going to do is that the firehouse is going to be open for tours by the community. So they'll be able to go in and see all the things there. There'll be fire trucks that'll be out, and their equipment will be out. They have already invited some people like the Red Cross and ProMedica Safe Kids, and they're going to be doing some demonstrations perhaps on how to use a fire extinguisher, CPR, some seat safety, and they've got some more ideas coming too. Our Waterville City and Township Police, they're going to have their cars there so that we can see them, maybe even touch them, we'll see. And we're going to highlight some of the services they provide, like the bike patrol, the school, in-school resources, crosswalk duty, and other things that they do for us all the time. And Officer A.J. Glover of the Waterville Police has invited the State Highway Patrol, which they're going to send an officer in a car, and the Perrysburg Canine Unit are going to be joining us. So, and then at the church, we're going to have trunk or treat for the kids. We're going to have lots of yard games. We're going to have activities for both children and adults. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have snacks, and we're adding new ideas every single day. We are so excited to honor our amazing first responders and to invite the community to come in and see all the things they do for us and share and interact together as a wonderful community. So we're looking forward to seeing you all Saturday, October 11th from 12 to 3. Come on down to the church and the firehouse.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Thank you very much. A lot going on in our great community. Next, I would invite up to the podium T.J. Miller. T.J. is from Troop 101, Boy Scouts, and he's going to talk about the Roof de Boeuf, Run de Boeuf.
Yes, T.J. Miller from 9035 near Wash Road here in Waterville. Here on behalf of, like Mayor Pedro said, the Troop 101 here in Waterville and the company I work for, Second Soul, we're hosting our third iteration of the Run de Boeuf 5K this Friday, kind of the kickoff event for the festival here in downtown Parker Square. We were working with the city and a number of sponsors, specifically put on by the troop. We're happy to host all of the racers and volunteer at all of the locations and stuff like that. I know the city has put a lot of time and I believe a donation into the event. So it's been a really good journey for me to put this together and work with the Scouts and be able to offer this opportunity up to all of the people who are interested in the walk, run. We have a full 5K that's downtown, and we have a kids 1K. I'm actually sporting this year's t-shirt in purple and mint green with our sponsors on the back. And I'd like to invite anyone who's interested in coming down to the event. The registration can be found on runsignup.com. And you can find more details about the event there.
Council, any questions?
I'm loving the shirt. Looks like it's incorporated the buffalo and the bridge.
Yeah, very nice.
So it's a great shirt.
Well, thank you. Once again, another fine organization within our community, Troop 101, that gets it done. And thank you for leading the charge and the rest of the team. So thank you. I'm not going to be running, by the way. I'll be down there.
I'll be in my golf cart.
Next, we have Mr. Dave Weber. Dave?
there's a lot going on, so I might be a little disorganized here. I'm going to hand these out. These are flyers for our new association.
Do you want to just state your name and address?
Dave, you want some of these for the crowd, or?
Well, maybe just for the council people, and then I'll.
Okay.
We're going to have a booth at the Roast to Booth Festival.
Dave, can you go to the microphone?
We're going to have a booth at the Roast to Booth Festival, so please stop by. And I should have brought more of these flyers, but basically, our public charity is focused right now on saving this bridge. So we need members to help, and we need donations. We've drained our bank. It's expensive getting started, and so we're sucking air right now. So we need donations, and we really need members to, if anyone's enthused with the idea of saving this icon right here. I'm not talking about knocking it down and putting up a new one. Anyone can have a new bridge. This is keeping it as a historical landmark, an icon for the whole Northwest Ohio. That's our mission. And it's really, we have, our organization has two missions, or two goals. One's immediate, which is preservation. And preservation has a distinct definition, and that's basically to stop deterioration and also make it safe. In this case, you don't have to make it safe for people walking across because it's fenced off, but you have to make it safe for kayakers and fishermen. So that's our immediate goal, and we have a very limited time to get that done. And then longer term is another term which is called rehabilitation. And the idea here is you can actually have two different scenarios of rehabilitation. One is you could actually make that a road bridge, and it would have to be a one-way road bridge. It's only 16 feet wide, but that's way out there, and that may never happen. But I definitely think making it a pedestrian and bike bridge is possible. And in that regard, I received recently from ODOT, from the historical bridge manager there, that there is a federal law that says that if you have a national landmark, and that bridge is a national landmark, then the federal government will 100% reimburse any preservation or rehabilitation of that landmark, with the stipulation you can't spend any more than it costs to demolish it. Well, currently ODOT website says that the cost is, they estimate the cost at $4.05 million to demolish that bridge. So what we're talking about here is a lot of change that could be used to preserve the bridge, and to we're estimating somewhere around $600,000 would do it. We're asking for ODOT's help in getting a finer pencil on it, but it's going to be, I have no doubt it's going to be pennies on the dollar. If ODOT is planning on spending $4 million next April to knock the thing down, then we could save the taxpayers' money. We can keep an icon and such. Another thing I wanted to bring up real quick is I had asked for help with the possibility of applying for a grant with Clean Ohio. Clean Ohio pays for land purchases to make green space, and by purchasing the land on the north bank of the Maumee River near the bridge, it has several advantages. One is it makes more room to put in a ramp for the planned scenic overlook, because having a ramp allows for two things. It allows for handicapped accessible, and also people that have bikes typically don't like climbing up and down steps with bikes. And then also having the land allows for bringing construction equipment up to the deck of the bridge. And that's important because we want to extend further financing in the future to extend the overlook out over the river, 1 or 2 arches. That would put you 100 or 200 feet over the water, which is a much nicer scenic view than just be, sitting on the edge of River Road high up in the air. So the trouble is that it needs a subdivision code. You have to be an environmental organization. We aren't an environmental organization. Waterville is an environmental organization. So I request that if Waterville could assist with this, it has to be submitted by Friday. That's the deadline. Not only that, but it needs a what's called a restricted appraisal. So it needs somebody to validate the numbers. We think we can ask them for $200,000, and of that, most of it is the value of the land. It's privately and commercially owned. There's 3 property owners if you consider ODOT. So that's one thing. So I know it's very tight timing, but I still think it's possible. It just needs somebody to validate, and then we fix up this and we apply. But in this case, it's Waterville that's applying because it's a Waterville subdivision code. Another thing I wanted to bring, I only have 10 minutes, so I got to talk fast. Another thing is I'm concerned that our group isn't communicating enough with the city. And part of the problem is that it's a little opaque for us. And I ask that you help us in that regard and, let us know if you're doing anything at all regarding the Roast Boot Bridge, because that's our project right now. If you plan on doing any project with that, we really don't want to be surprised, and we especially don't want to be doing something counter to what you're doing. And also, we don't want you to do anything where you're going to be talking to ODOT and making deals with ODOT, because basically, as far as we're concerned, they're the antagonist. They want to knock the bridge down. We don't want to knock the bridge down. And so we want to have a voice in the negotiations with ODOT. Part of the problem is at the last meeting, there was this presented, the comprehensive draft, and the last page had an image of the bridge knocked down and rebuilt back up. Well, that was one of the alternatives that ODOT wanted to do, but we don't want that. I mean, basically, we want to save the bridge historically as an icon. Keep its beauty, and so that's our mission. One other side issue here I'm going to mention real quick. At the last meeting, there was a discussion about AI data centers, and I said I had done a little research on it. I wanted to bring this reference up to everyone here because you're going to be deciding on it soon. I was watching YouTube. There's if you type in exposing the dark side of America's AI data center explosion, I think you should watch that, so you get a good grounding in it. But it's more than the electric grid and the water needed that I had mentioned. There's also a factor called noise. A lot of them make a lot of noise. So, yeah, I strongly advise watching this. Oh, and there was one other thing. If, Katie, are you going to be talking about the thing I had asked you about?
No, we haven't been able to get much further on it yet, so I won't be talking about it tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just concerned that Waterville, I think Waterville needs to kind of think about where they want to move the city to. I mean, do you want to be like Toledo with high rises? Do you want to be a factory center? Do you want to be tech buildings? I think one of your gems is that you're a historical town. There's an unbelievable amount of history to this town, even before it was a town. But for instance, Council Rock isn't even on the National Register. It hasn't been applied for yet. And this thing, for making Waterville a CLG, or a certified local government, that's basically Waterville saying that historical preservation is important to you, and it opens up things, tax advantages for your residents, grant opportunities, and I think if you think of yourself as having history important, and I look around the room here and everything you have here has history, it screams history, I think you should really consider that CLG and get it going, because basically it will force creating a plan for historical preservation of this whole area here. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Dave. Dave, I'm going to take a time to address a couple things. I think there's some guests that might not have all the information. Just want you to know the Governor, Mike DeWine, on first part of April, I contacted him. He called me back. We got a reprieve to hold any demolition to the bridge. So nothing's going to happen. A committee was born, and Dave's one of it. I'm on it. Mary Duncan, John Rosick. So I don't want people to think nothing's been done. Secondly, we've been meeting as a team with several of the Save the Bridge members, and there's a lot of things that are moving in various parallel tracks. Our land use plan is in the process of being completed, and it addresses a lot of the things that Dave talks about. So I don't want you to think that nothing's being done, because it's all been planned and written out. We have a downtown redevelopment district, which has been through the various agencies. It's on somebody's desk in Columbus, Ohio, and that's going to be beneficiary to our community. We also have a great historical society that is living and planning historical events all year long. And just last week, I met with TMACOG. They have a new grants coordinator, which is going to meet with the city of Waterville, and we're going to talk about all the things that could be in play. And then we have a wonderful Waterville Community Foundation that is making the Waterville work. But these things take time. Government works slowly. I know you've heard me say that before, but I don't want anybody on my council members or the audience to understand that there's a lot of things going on. And Dave and I talked just today. I talked to Barb Bruno. She's the chairman of the Save the Bridge. And there's a lot of things that are in motion. And as far as the Clean Ohio Fund, the administrator and I talked last week. We talked to Dave a couple times. In the meantime, that's not going to fund what we want to accomplish. It does fund things, but we've been told from previous submissions it's not going to work. So why spend the energy on that fund when there's 10 or 20 others? So I just want to give everybody a chance to understand the big picture. Council, any comments? All right, we'll move on. This is a special one, right now, right in front of you. So Jenny and Ed are in the back. Raise your hands, everybody sees you. Jenny is the youngest of the Sorg family. Ed happens to be the oldest of the Sorg family. So it's really a nice story. They are neighbors of mine on Berkeley Drive way back when I grew up in West Toledo. Their mom is turning 100 years old on October the 6th. I invite everybody in this room to see me before you leave. I'll get you the address to the Browning Complex and send Mrs. Sorg a 100th birthday card. So here's the proclamation. Whereas on October 6th, 1925, Waterville resident Janet Brigman Sorg will celebrate her 100th birthday. And whereas Janet, born in 1925 in Clyde, Ohio, graduated from St. Joseph's High School in Fremont, Ohio, and married her husband James Sorg, a World War II veteran in Fremont in 1947. And whereas after graduating from St. Vincent's School of Nursing as an RN, Janet and Jim moved to Berkeley Drive. I deviate. That's Berkeley Bombers, they called it back then. Berkeley Drive in Toledo, Ohio, where they proudly raised seven, proudly raised 7 children, as well as other surrogate children from the neighborhood who often stopped by for dinner, including their paperboy and future mayor of Waterville, Tim Pedro. Imagine that. Whereas after her youngest child reached the 8th grade, Janet went back to nursing at St. Vincent's Hospital, where she enjoyed her work in caring for patients and making lifelong friends of her fellow employees, and admired her for her work ethic, friendship, and compassion for patients. And whereas upon retirement at the age of 65, Janet and Jim traveled to Europe, Hawaii, Alaska, and to the Smoky Mountains, enjoying 66 years of marriage and their 19 grandchildren and many great-grandchildren until Jim's passing in 2013. And whereas since 2019, she finally got it right. She moved to Waterville. They had a great mayor, and she moved out here. Janet has resides at the Browning Masonic Community in Waterville, where she enjoys activities with friends, art projects, winning at bingo, and where she always turns to her prizes to win them back again and again in the next day. Now, therefore, I, Timothy G. Pedro, as mayor of the great city of Waterville, do hereby recognize Janet Brigman Sorg on this landmark occasion of her 100th birthday and call upon all residents of the city of Waterville to congratulate her on a wonderful life and well lived and all the great joy she has brought to everyone who has known her for the last 100 years. In witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand affixed to the great seal of the city of Waterville, Ohio, on this 22nd day of September 25, Timothy G. Pedro. Congratulations to the Sorg. Now, Jenny's sister Becky was going to be with us tonight, but I know if Becky was here, she'd tell all kinds of stories about me, and I'm glad Becky did make it. I'm so glad. So, Jenny and Ed and your family, you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but you certainly are excused now if you want to leave. So thank you very much. I'll get this to you, okay, at the party. And the rest of you can leave if you're,
Everybody but Karen.
Take care, Rebecca. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Bye, Ed. See you, Ed.
See you all at the party.
And in my excitement to read that proclamation, I left off one of our fine citizens, Mr. Scott Johns. He's not 100 years old yet, but Scott, I'm sorry about that. You want to come back up, please?
You lost your audience, Scott.
Thanks for clearing the room.
Hi, Scott Johns, 1207 Applegate, Waterville. I just wanted to do a follow-up. I know earlier, I think it was early summer, when I came up and spoke about, obviously our downtown, we want it to be vibrant. And I said, if we could work on something that would put zoning, legislation, something that would prevent future warehousing in our prime corridor district. As you know, we have some of that going on right now, and we have buildings that are, in my opinion, and many citizens' opinion, that are underutilized for our downtown corridor. So I asked, I think Katie, I asked if you could work with them legally and what, I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking for you guys to kind of pull something together. I'm not saying that anything can be done with the current situation, but how do we prevent it from the future in making that happen?
So I'll try and answer some of that, and
Yeah.
it's a valid, concerning question, but in our land use plan, which I believe you
Mhm.
were sat on it, there's a section in there for our zoning that needs to be updated irregardless of this specific topic.
Right.
So I would say that that's going to be addressed, but there are some short-term fixes that we need to do and should do. And I know John and I talked last week about some properties, and there's some movement going on, but I think the bigger picture is the rezoning that we have in place, take a look at it and improving upon it.
Sounds good. All right.
Thank you. You can stay if you want. Scott, you don't have to leave. Alrighty, next is an approval of our minutes from our regular council meeting from September the 8th, 2025. You've all had a chance to review those. I need a motion to accept the minutes.
So moved.
So moved, Rod Fry. Need a second?
Second.
Oh, Todd.
Go ahead,
Todd
John.
Borowski.
No.
Todd Borowski.
John Rosick.
second. John Rosick. I'll go with John Rosick.
Good choice.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We'll move on to our, we already had our citizen comments. I really went ahead of schedule. That's all right. Next is our staff reports. John?
Thank you, Mayor. Council has a copy of my report. The city staff and I were working on the 2026 budget, so we're working on the capital and operating budgets for 2026. The 5-year capital will be presented to the Finance Committee on October 17th. Halloween is just around the corner, so Halloween falls on Friday, October 31st. We usually have Halloween from 6 to 8 p.m. If there are any, I guess, questions about that or concerns, we'll move ahead. If there aren't any, we'll move ahead and you know, we'll have Halloween from 6 to 8 on Friday, October 31st. And then the Roche de Boeuf Festival is this weekend, Saturday, September 27th. Parade starts at 10 a.m. As you heard, Kenny Blair is our Grand Marshal for this year's parade. We have 115 booths this year. We had 107 last year. There's 2 bands that'll be on the main stage on 3rd Street, and then there's children's activities, entertainment from 11:30 to 5 at Parker Square. So, if council has any questions regarding my report.
Council?
Just with regard to Halloween, I don't know if that's a football Friday. I'm not sure if they're still playing or.
It doesn't look like they're still playing. I know that there was talk, you know, they're going to the playoffs or whatever, but it's not on their regular schedule. I think their last game is the Friday before Halloween.
So that the season's over by then.
Right.
In other words, okay, yeah, playoffs are Saturdays, right? Okay, that's good.
So unless there's any comments, we'll get a whole Halloween on Halloween, just like we hold.
Perfect, just like the
July
4th of July.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, next is our law director, Katie.
No report this evening.
Thank you. Our finance director.
Mayor, council, you've received a copy of my report. We ended the month of August with a balance of $13,496,081.33. This was a decrease of $326,735 from July's ending balance. September income tax collections are 2.85% above September of '24 at this time, and we are 79.63% collected of our 2025 budget. The 2024 audit is complete, no findings, and that should be out next month.
Excellent. Council, questions for our finance director? Good, thank you. Keep up the good work. Next, we'll have our comments from our treasurer.
He's way faster than the last guy.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Before I give my treasurer's report, I would like to just say a real quick thing about the Waterville Community Foundation. I know many people know this, but I think many don't. A little over 20 years ago, the Village of Waterville Council gave us $10,000 seed money to start that organization. So hopefully you feel you got a return on your investment here.
Wow,
as
that's
we go.
awesome.
So right now we have quite a bit of money. A lot of it is segregated into certain funds that we can only use for certain things. But we had built up some money in what we call an unrestricted fund, and that's why we wanted to start giving some of this out at this point in time. When you start, you don't want to spend any money because you want to build up the money so you can have investment earnings to do things like this. But thank you to the city council, to the village council back at that time for getting us going. So, but I'd be happy to tell you a lot more about the Waterville Community Foundation at a future meeting. Wayne, I know you mentioned you guys would like to know a little bit more about what we do.
I think people should know about it.
We'd really like to get some more publicity out about it because it's a great organization. We're an affiliate of the Greater Toledo Community Foundation. But we'd like to get people to donate more to us so we can continue to do good things for the community. So anyway, with that said, I know you all have a copy of my report. As was mentioned, we're down about $325,000 over last month. The main reason for that is because I think we signed, John and I think signed the most checks I remember in a month, about $1.9 million worth of checks that we wrote over the last month. So we had about $700,000 in paving and about $225,000 in a wastewater treatment note that were all paid in August. So when you look at the reports, you can see our general fund still went up for the month, but you can see the decrease in our capital fund and in our water and sewer fund. So again, all certainly explainable based on some of the big payments that we've recently made. And if you look, you'll see, I think we've paid these later in the year in the past. So we're just kind of prepaying. I don't want to say prepaying. We just got the bill earlier this year and made the payments. So again, even though we're down, it's certainly explainable. So with that, that's the end of my report.
Any questions for Steve?
Yeah, Steve, you did mention, I was going to ask Tiffany actually, but there were more checks this month. It wasn't my imagination. We had 4 pages of checks as opposed to 2 or 3.
Had a couple of big ones. We also had the insurance company, the insurance check that you guys approved last time, and Norfolk Southern, our wonderful rental payment we have to give them, et cetera. So yeah, there were quite a few checks this time.
All righty, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have our police chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You should have a copy of my report. A few things to add. We're gearing up for Roche de Boeuf. We will have a booth there, and we will be picking up a demo drone Friday. We'll have that to display between fire and police. Stop by the booth. We got goodies to hand out. Also, in your report, I just want to kind of give a shout out to our community relation officers, Wyatt Saylor and AJ Glover. They've been doing an excellent job staying in contact with the community at events and then publicizing it in the council report that you guys get. That's about it. I want to thank the foundation also for their donation. And I think we're going to work with them, me and Chief Meyer, in the future and show them what we can do with the drone and how it can affect Waterville in a positive way. That's all I have.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So where are we at with the whole drone?
I guess we have to get a PO cut. We have to get a quote submitted to John and go from there. I think they have 5 coming in. They're highly sought after. So I think when I talked to him on the phone, he said he needed a gentleman's agreement. He'll hold one for us. so possibly in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
And is this with the same organization that came and made the presentation?
Different one,
This is
they're from
different.
Akron. Yeah,
Oh.
Maumee deals with them, Perrysburg Township, and Rossford
Okay.
have had very good luck dealing with this company.
And this will be the type of drone that'll be here this Saturday?
Correct.
Okay.
Same exact one, but this is a demo version.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
yep, you're welcome.
Good, thank you. Next, our fire chief.
Evening, Mayor and Council. You have a copy of my report. As it was already stated before, I stated last month, but we're having the open house October 11th, so hopefully we'll get to see some of you there from noon to 3. Other than that, we're also gearing up for Roche de Boeuf. We'll be there with a couple of rigs, so anyone that wants to stop by and see us will be there for that as well. And that is all I have.
You swore in 4?
We did. We swore in four full-time new employees and promoted 1. So,
It was a great.
Good promotion, by the way.
thank you.
Alrighty,
Thanks, Doug.
we'll move on to our Public Works Director.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Fishing derby, 42 participants. A pretty good turnout. Looked like everybody was having fun. Jody wanted me to say thank you to all of volunteers for that. If you haven't noticed, south of South Street along the trail, we took all of those nasty-looking, overgrown trees out of there. Needs to be maintained. We couldn't get to it, so we had them all removed. And I know this is going to be the hot topic, leaf pickup. We're going to start roughly the 20th of October, maybe the 13th, depending on how the leaves fall. And that will run till December 5th, roughly. And that's all I have.
Questions for Rob?
Hey, Rob, those are the trees that were right along the trail here?
Yes.
Over by, just beyond the Circle K?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Saw that, yeah.
that's a lot better.
How'd the citizens react to you guys?
They loved it.
They did? The
Yes.
people? Okay, great.
They-
Now, are you guys still mowing the grass over there, or is that,
That's why we're taking that out, so that we can mow it.
okay?
We couldn't
okay.
get to it before.
I thought we were contracting that out for a while. No?
Not that spot.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, you did get some good publicity on Facebook about tearing those trees out, and I appreciate that. Everything I've seen so far this year is saying leaves are dropping earlier, and we're not gonna have as much color this year because of the drought, so if we can get pushed up that, I think it'd help a lot of people out. You know, my dang birch tree is about half gone already, so,
Yeah, I drove around town today.
yeah, I'm sure you
I
know
saw
it's, yeah, so.
So, for the record, well, October 20th, maybe sooner, but that's the
It'll
starting.
probably be sooner,
Yeah,
but
okay, all right, good. 'Cause I had some folks asking, thank you. Alrighty, we will move on to communication from council members. We'll start with Vice Mayor Duncan.
I understand Boo-to-Do is October 30th. Were you going to talk about that, Michelle? It's the 23rd. I saw it publicized on the wrong
30th,
date, so I
yeah.
wanted to be sure. I don't know, but I'll get it to you. So it is the 23rd, and it's 5 to 7, all of downtown. Come to Boo-to-Do. Okay. I understand. Okay, thank you. That's all.
John Rudzik
No report, thank you, Mayor.
and Wayne.
It seems like about a week or so ago, we had the tree walkabout for the tree commission. I know, Councilman Borowski and Frey both went, and I think we all learned every time we do these. Doesn't seem like there's much to talk about with trees, and it kind of seems like a boring event to a lot of people, but man, it's just amazing how much these people know about trees and what they can teach you, so, try to get involved with the tree commission in any way possible. I promise you'll learn something.
Rod?
Yeah, I did attend the tree walk, with And it was, I mean, it's amazing how committed these people are in this tree commission. I mean, well, it was hour and 15 minutes, and we took a short walk, and I mean, I learned so much just by spending time with them and showing me different trees, and I'm going, I don't know what these things are, but, and then we found a bunch of lanternflies, so. But anyhow, it's just really nice to see the commitment that we have people in this community make. They get involved, and, you know, it's with all of our committees. I mean, they all are very committed, and it's nice to see, so. That's it, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, not only was the tree commission great, but Peggy made amazing cookies, and we got to share them with the police department and fire department, so hopefully they enjoyed them. So, yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, and
I did have one other thing.
go right
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
sir, go right ahead.
The fishing derby. It was really neat to see the dedication of the pond to Kenny. I mean, I think he was really a little taken back from it. I was just really pleased to see that, so I just wanted to mention that.
Good. And Anthony? No. I think I covered the items. Halloween was talked about, the fishing derby, and certainly my good friend Mrs. Sword's birthday. So thanks for taking part of that. Next is our old business. This is ordinance number 0825. An ordinance amending chapter 1171 of the Planning and Zoning Code by adopting and approving the City of Waterville 2025 Comprehensive Plan. The first reading was held on September the 8th. The second reading is scheduled for tonight. And the third reading, the public hearing, is legislative action is scheduled for October the 13th. John, do you want to add anything else to that? I know we're not going to take action tonight.
Nothing else to add, Mayor.
Okay, so
Mayor,
I would.
I do have one
Go right ahead,
one
sir.
comment, just to clarify, John, maybe I read it wrong, but on one of the pages, there's a thing, a graphic, I live in, and it was 83% Waterville and 83% Lucas County outside of Waterville. So
Well, that
I'm
looks
sure
like
that's
a
a mistake.
What page?
18, I think.
Well, that's our, that's a reason to have 3 readings. Everyone can take a nice, long look at it.
No, that's not just as far as I've gotten with it, John. I'm past page 18, but I'm not quite to page 89 yet, so.
Alrighty, we'll get that taken care of in council. I would ask you to reread it if you haven't, or if you haven't read it, reread it, because we'd like to have some good dialogue on our next meeting, October the 13th. And new business is ordinance number, 1025, an ordinance granting the conditional use permit for the commercial use greater than 75,000 square feet for a property located at 800 block Prairie Boulevard. The first reading is scheduled for tonight, September 22nd. The second reading is scheduled for October the 13th, and the third reading and public hearing, legislative action is scheduled for October the 27th. John, did you want to make some comments?
Thank you, Mayor. So this is our first reading of the proposed Meyer development. I think they bought the property back in 2012 or something like that. So it's been a while. So a site plan, traffic impact study, and elevation drawings were submitted for the proposed project. The main store would be approximately 159,935 square feet. And there is a convenience store, gas station is also being developed. That's 3,660 square feet. And then 2 outlots, which would be for some commercial development in the future. The site is about 25 acres. Looking at the traffic impact study, the Planning Commission at their September 3rd, 2025 meeting, they did recommend approval of the requested conditional use permit and the site plan. There were a number of traffic improvements that were in the traffic impact study that the Planning Commission recommended that they be required to do, which they are in agreement of.
The first one is a 600-foot eastbound right turn lane on the south side of Waterville Swanton Road and State Route 64, and it would be going into a right-in, right-out driveway into the Meyer property. So this is essentially, it's identical to the one that Kroger has across the street. They also have a right-in, right-out. They're aligned together, but there will be a concrete median there, separating the two. So that was one of the improvements. The second improvement was a new 480-foot-long westbound right turn lane on the north side of Waterville Swanton Road onto US 24. So since this improvement involves the expressway, Meyer actually has to submit a interchange modification study to ODOT. So since that could take quite a while to get approved, the Planning Commission, as one of their conditions of approval, that this improvement has to be constructed within 24 months after the store is open and receives its building occupancy permit. So if ODOT doesn't approve this plan and 24 months would come by, they would have to come back to the Planning Commission and ask for an extension and explain why they haven't built that yet. So ODOT would be involved with that. And then the traffic impact study also recommends the modification of the existing traffic signal at Waterville Swanton Road and Prairie Boulevard. And that would be essentially to have a protected green arrow left turn for north and southbound traffic. So they'll modify the existing signal there. As we looked at with the Quick Trip development, the northbound left turns on the unsignalized off-ramp on 24, since you're turning left to go to Quick Trip, that's where all the traffic was going. So that warranted a traffic signal. So I guess in contrast, most of the traffic, if they're going to Myers, they're going to be turning to the right, and they'll be going eastbound. So there is a delay, but it's not as significant as with the Quick Trip development. So the traffic study recommended that there not be a signal at this location, and it doesn't meet the traffic signal warrants that would justify a traffic signal at this location. However, the Planning Commission did recommend that, as a condition of approval, that we wait for ODOT's comments on this, because they very well could say, well, it's close. There's a lot of capacity going through that intersection. We want you to put a traffic signal there. So depending on what ODOT would say, they very well could want a signal there, and then that might also be involved with their interchange modification study that they have to look at as well. So the Planning Commission did recommend approval. They recommended that the approval be contingent on the acceptance of all the traffic improvements that were in the traffic study, the installation of concrete driveway approaches at all the proposed intersections, the installation of a right-in, right-out at the driveway off of Prairie Boulevard into the gas station convenience store, and then the final submittal of all the detailed construction engineering utility plans for the final review of the city engineer. The city engineer did supply some comments on the site plan, and the fire department also provided some comments, so that was in your packet as well. If you have any questions.
John, you mentioned the concrete median across from the right-in, right-out. I think right now we just have some
delineators.
Yeah.
So it's going to be about three feet high, and then I guess we'll have to decide if there has to be delineators on it, because people are still going to try to turn anyway. But this is an improvement where we'll get rid of, try to make it look a little nicer, and that's part of the improvement. That's in the site plan that there's on one of the pages. There's the design of the two ramps, and then it also shows the median.
So that's a Meyer expense?
Yes.
As well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure. Thanks.
All right, so once again, we've got two more readings on this.
Could I raise a couple things?
Go right ahead, sir.
For the first reading? Then I think Rod, want to go first, Rod?
Go ahead.
Okay. The traffic study, John, the Quick Trip estimated 6,000 cars a day, and this is 1,800 cars for a 175,000 square foot facility with a gas station. So how can there be that much of a difference between?
You just have more people, more shorter trips getting gas. The truck traffic was 500 trucks a day. They were gonna try to go into Quick Trip. It's just a different use. The peak, if you look at the peak hours, there's more traffic in the evening, which would make sense. People go there to shop, and later in the day, they get off work. The gas station, I guess, isn't the primary trip in terms of why you're going there. I think you go to Myers and I think this is the case with Kroger's, maybe you need gas, so you get gas when you're leaving, or you get it when you get there and then go to Kroger's, but it's just a different use. It's not as many short trips, and,
How many cars does Kroger have a day?
you know, I couldn't tell you off the
We
top
don't
of
know,
my
I
head.
know. I don't know how Myers would stay open with 1,800 visits a day, really. But I don't know. The economics of it, that's for them to worry about, not for
That's
not for
just
us.
during the peak hours, though, I think.
Yeah, both peak
So
hours.
just during the peak hours. So they actually are open from, I think, 7 to 10 or maybe even midnight. So they're open a lot longer than Kroger's is.
Yeah.
But that's just during the peak hours, so in the morning and in the evening peaks. And Quick Trip was open 24 hours, 7
Right,
days a week.
That's true,
so,
yeah. Okay. Another point, the gas station, which you know how I feel about the gas station, of course, but anyway, it's only right in, it's only right out. You can't turn, you have to turn right onto Prairie Boulevard even to get out of the gas station. So how do you get from Prairie, from the gas station to Route 64 to go?
Well, you'd
have to go to Myers to get back.
You would exit the gas station to the west, you would turn, I guess, south, and then you go to the first driveway, first entrance driveway, and then you turn onto Prairie, and then take a left.
You have to turn right out of the gas station onto Prairie,
Yes.
go down Prairie to the, yeah, right
They're
there.
gonna come down here, down this little driveway
No,
road.
this, right here, this is what I'm talking about. That's right onto Prairie.
Correct.
If it wasn't a right in, right out, I think you'd have people trying to take lefts, you know, going north, and more than likely, the stacking lane would be longer, it'd be too long, so you really couldn't turn left.
So they have to turn right onto dead end Prairie.
They can turn, if you're coming from the west on 64, you can turn right into the drive and then get into the gas station, or you can go around the corner onto Prairie and then turn in to get to the gas station.
No,
But
I
to get
understand how
out,
you get in, but to get out,
you have to use the main access drive. Would be the second driveway to the south. And that's where most of the traffic going into Myers is gonna be coming and going.
what if you don't wanna go to Myers after you get gas?
Well, I guess you have to at least go to
Go
the
through the
driveway.
parking lot. You have to go
And
through the parking
you don't have to go through the parking lot. at
Or they'll
Myers.
be doing U-turns on Prairie Boulevard, something will happen. It's just not a
I-
very convenient way to get out of the gas station.
But I think it would cause more problems if you allowed people to turn left with that short of space. And
So here's-
if you're taking a left to go westbound, I'm sure that lane would be 3-4 cars deep.
Oh, I know,
And
it's gonna be backed up either
there's
way.
no way you could take a left out of there, so it makes you go down, turn around, turn out the main drive, and then take a left, and there should be enough stacking space for you
I
to get
think
into
they
the
should
turn
move the
lane.
gas station to the other end of the property.
Why?
So you don't have this problem with exiting the station.
Well,
You can't get to 64 without making 3 turns.
Yeah, but people are gonna wanna go in, make the right
I
turn,
mean, I
get
think
in,
you
and then
get your
take a
gas
right
and then
turn to
you-
get back to Waterville.
You can't do it though.
Yeah, you can on 64, right? There's an in and an out onto 64.
But you can't go
Left.
west
You
to
can't
get to
go
the
left.
freeway. Right.
You gotta
They
go
don't
right.
want to.
I'm sure they do.
No, they don't. They wanna come to
most
Waterville.
people probably are gonna turn to the east, right? Because that's where
Kill
all the
me.
housing is, or they're gonna go straight.
No, they're gonna come from White House, they're gonna come from Napoleon, and they're
Well-
gonna wanna go back.
Maybe 5 people will do that.
Oh, I don't
So
think so.
you're, see on my little drawing, people are gonna leave here, follow that pen line, and then go out to this driveway and then up.
Yeah.
Cause that's not
It's
a
just-
right in,
it's
right
short.
out.
Yeah. You should move it down
I
here.
think it's great. No.
I have one more. You said if ODOT doesn't, what if ODOT never approves the extra lane, then what do we do?
Well, I would think they would. because White House has one on the other side of the expressway. There's no traffic. There's no development over there, but ODOT put in a turn lane there for some reason. I have no idea why. No one can tell me why. They just put it in. And there's no traffic on that side. I think they're gonna view this as a great improvement that they don't have to pay for. They'll have to submit the required documents. I believe it has to go to Columbus, so that's what would take an
There's enough
extended
right-
amount of time, but.
There's enough right away for the.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Yep.
One more, Mary, before you go.
I'm not
You're not
finished.
going?
I'm not ready.
All right.
I mean, I'm ready.
Are we gonna have any control over the aesthetics of the exterior of the building like we proposed and passed for the data center?
Yes, it's.
Right here.
It's right there.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You just looked at it.
I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's
It's not
modern.
Waterville.
I like it.
I'm not a fan of the color. I think it needs to match more Kroger's. It's
Oh.
which is what, as Councilman Garber mentioned, bringing a whole theme to that area. and it
right.
should have-
So it all should look like pseudo-colonial or something?
Yeah, something like that, right?
No.
John, anything else? John,
No.
was it? All set? Rod? Frank?
John, I'm trying to remember, I can't, I mean, I was at Plan Commission, but the gas station,
Yes.
the parking lot of the gas station, what is that that's running along 64, right there, all the way out?
So that is that's the gas,
Little tanks.
storage tanks. That's where they fill the gas station tanks in the ground. It's.
Okay, so that's where the trucks will be pulling in?
Right, so a semi truck, if they came down, a semi gas fueling truck could come down Waterville Swanton Road and then they turn south onto Prairie, so they could turn in there.
Yeah.
Make that turn and then they would park along the tanks, fill it up, and then they go out the other exit, they go south to the main drive and then back onto Prairie Boulevard. So yeah, you can drive, you'll be able to, that's a concrete pad there.
So that's what that is there?
And that's, I think, because of the weight of the gas truck, they put in a concrete pad that they would come in and park on while they fill up the tanks.
Okay. I was just trying to understand what that was. Thank you.
Anything else?
Anybody else?
Todd?
All good right now.
Anthony? All right, thank you. Mary?
I understand that Meyer has requested alcohol sales on Sunday, and that will be on the ballot in November for Precinct 2, which is all of Mill Creek, comes down Farnsworth and 64 to the point, and then over 6th, 5th, and 4th over to where John lives.
Yeah.
On Village Parkway. It's a very strange shaped precinct, but there's about 900 voters in that precinct, I counted. And because I saw the ballot so that I could verify that my name was correct, but that was the only one that it was on. It's only on Precinct 2 because Meyer sits in Precinct 2. So Precinct 2 will be voting on liquor sales, or not liquor, but beer and wine, I understand, on Election Day. So I wanted people to know that.
Thank you, Mary.
Ready?
Move on. Next is Resolution 3025, resolution approving the proposed amendments to the operating agreement of the Lucas County Regional Combined Health District and authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement. I got a couple comments. I think John's going to have some as well, but I did attend a meeting several months ago when this was being kicked around. All the jurisdictions within the health district attended the meeting, and the executive director, who we're going to invite to council in the future meeting to go over some of the plans that the health department is moving forward with. But I want you to know that as a member of that committee, they took the time to find a structure that would serve the health department. And no joking aside, but I know that the current building they're in, they have to go around and empty the water buckets because there are leaks in the roof into the building. it's an unhealthy condition, and so the health department took it upon themselves to find a way to improve it, and they found the Diocese of Toledo had a building that was underutilized, and they made a deal, and it's very well situated, and this is a way to improve it. So, John, you might want to comment further.
Thank you, Mayor. We discussed this at the last meeting, kind of in a preliminary sense, but essentially, we have an operating agreement with the health district. We're a member of the district, and the operating agreement has to be amended to extend the term of the agreement, which would be for an additional 2 years, so they can finance the proposed improvement over 5 years. So they're looking at about a $5.8 million loan to purchase the building and renovate the building, and the health department, so they had to amend the agreement to finance the capital expenditure, and then the second part of that was the city of Toledo is still continuing to provide in-kind services for the health department while they're moving, and then for 5 years after they move. So that's essentially the modification of the agreement. The cost of the city is $16,208.37 per year for 5 years. And you know, if you look at the spreadsheet, that's 1.39% of the entire cost of this proposed new office operating facility. So what they would do is they would take this out of our real estate settlement. So that's how we pay the health department now. It comes out twice a year out of our real estate settlement. So in this agreement, that's what they're proposing to do if we would move forward with this amendment to the operating agreement.
So I need a motion to accept resolution 3025.
So moved.
So moved, Mary Duncan. Need a second?
Second?
Second, John Rozek. Any more discussion?
Just a quick question. Have all the other jurisdictions voted yet or approved, or are we the first?
The DAC did. They approved. I don't know about
So
the
that would be
cities.
all of the townships and villages have signed off on it.
Yep.
They have.
I'm not sure about the other cities. I know that Oregon was looking at it, and Maumee and Sylvania as well.
So, and this is in addition to what we pay currently?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, it's
I
been
know
moved.
this is
Go ahead.
small amount of money, it's really not that much, and
Say it again.
it's a small amount of money, and I acknowledge that they need a building, but I still have concerns about giving the county any more of our money. I have concerns of what they're gonna do with the building, the size of the building.
What's your concerns?
I would love some kind of guarantee that the county's not gonna change it and put something else in there after we just funded a building. It seems to me that the county has plenty of room over on Sylvania Avenue now. They can move the health department over there to where the Board of Elections is.
It has more to do with the fact that they need to be downtown because that is the population that they serve. And they looked at buildings out in West Toledo because I was part of that, and it didn't make sense for the population that they serve. That's why they wanted to stay downtown.
How much money did the county waste on the jail study?
So Wayne, we're going to have this conversation with the director when he comes here, but I think you're mixing up apples and oranges.
And I guess to be clear, the health department is their own entity. They have a board, they vote on their budget. The county can vote yes or no, but the county doesn't make the final decision on whether they fund. They're just one vote out of the group of communities that are on this, in this board. So the county can't
So it's not a
change
county
it.
building.
It's not a county building.
It
No.
would be solely owned by the Lucas County Health Department, which we are 1.3% of.
All right.
All right, any
As long
other?
as you're guaranteeing that the county will not swipe in and
Right.
use this building for something else.
And I guess they would have to buy it from the health department
Right,
if
they
they
would.
wanted to use it for some other use.
I'm pretty sure they won't be putting the jail there.
No.
They're not. All right, any more questions on resolutions? Been moved and seconded for resolution 3025. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose?
I'm opposed.
One opposed by Wayne, all right. Other information, unscheduled business, is there any? I need a motion to close.
So moved.
So moved, Todd Borowski, and a second.
Second.
Second, Anthony Bruno. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. See you at the Roosh to Booth. Roosh to Booth. And run the bun, too.
Everybody was all